share a very simple meditation that's very personal to me, something that I created through the abundance of gifts given to me over the many decades by teachers. I call it simply a meditation on the development and the occupation of mindful intelligence. If you wish to follow along, I leave that up to you. Many times when I begin a meditation, I simply put my hand over this precious area of the body. The whole body is precious, but the heart. Both as a way to feel my palm and the warmth of my hand on my body, on my chest, on my being, on my aorta, on my heart muscle, and the genius of that organ. And establish presence, simply now-time presence. And I use the word now in a hyper-inclusive way. An inclusivity of everything. The past, the future, the trans-dimensions of time. Symbolically, a palm on your heart brings you into that sacred now-time presence. Letting the breathing organically breathe both on its own and in its own rhythm. And if there is some desire to relax the breath by relaxing the often unrecognized held contraction of the abdomen, sitting down, in other words, on one's chair or bench or cushion or floor. Sitting upright, shoulders up, slightly back and relaxed. The head equally erect but softened and relaxed. Being sure that the eyes are gently closed if they open, which is natural, to gently reclose them. Some basic things that I personally do when I sit. Placing the hands palm down on the knees, sometimes cupped in the lap, right on left or the left on the right. But being sure to make peace with one's spot. Conscious choice to call off the future. And to sit, and I take a few seconds, sometimes a minute, to adjust my posture, my shoulders, my hands, my legs, my jaw, making sure that my teeth are not touching, and if so, barely. Adjusting the posture, in other words, to let it reflect the innate purity, the innate goodness. Moreover, the innate dignity in the posture that you're choosing, that it's not just right, it is a reflection of your highest expression of self-respect and dignity. You are a beautiful mind and a beautiful being as you are in this posture. Whatever the posture is that we're in, adjust it so that, okay, got it. This is both a sacred posture and equally a sacred act. I'm not practicing alone. I am abiding in the best of me, the most sacred dignity, the innate purity, and the innate goodness of being, letting the breathing breathe on its own, placing the hand back down on one's lap or knees, sitting upright, the face and head slightly lowered, being sure that the chest is slightly forward, the shoulders upright. Now relax them. Relax the arms and relax the abdomen, and not to hold it up. And for a minute, let's just let the breathing breathe. Any way in which breathing breathes, so be it. Sometimes deep, sometimes rhythmic, sometimes a little choppy, sometimes up in the chest. And at any time we feel that there is a recognition of contraction, lower the abdomen, sit back down fully, not to lead into the anticipated next. Now time presence. A meditation on mindful intelligence. Now that we've established the basic posture, attitude, and breath, let's occupy this transparent inner quality known as awareness. Awareness that I hear my own sound, that I feel the sensations in my body, that I see a mental picture of us together in this room, on this property, on this island, on this planet, in this cosmos, there's an awareness. Occupy the awareness. And let that awareness fill up the entirety of the inner body. A transparent awareness. Within the body only. Not to shut off the senses, but sounds are heard on the ear. Images are seen in the mind. Sensations are felt inside the body through an awareness within consciousness. The mental pictures that we see are images within the field of consciousness. And there's an awareness of those images and sound and sensations and thoughts. And there's the sensation of the breathing and the posture and the sensations on the cushion and the chair. A more nuanced awareness in this present time presence of mindfully, intelligently inhabiting being. Our only work here is to be in awareness with inside the body. And fill it up as the lungs fill with oxygen and the body is moved by oxygen within the blood. Fill up the interior of the mind and body with the oxygen of awareness, an awareness meditation. Awareness has no judgment. Awareness notices judgment. Awareness functions to see but does not keep. By nature, it is fluid. It becomes aware at times of grasping or fear, sadness, of memory, of anticipation, of gratitude, of pain, of hope. Be in the innate wisdom of awareness. A mindfully intelligent awareness. Not a thought about it. The pureness of the awareness deliberately present here and now. Sitting upright, letting the breathing breathe, letting anything and everything to be natural. Fill up the body as the lungs are filled with oxygen and the body is filled with oxygen and blood. The oxygen of a mindfully intelligent, pure, transparent awareness. It simply sees, feels, knows, and flows in the changing nature of a mind and body interrelated experience on a felt level of perception. like a balloon filled with oxygen or air. Be the awareness that fills in the living experience of embodiment and the environment of consciousness. Two intimately interrelated worlds. And here we sit in the context in the environment on an island, on a planet, in a solar system, in a galaxy, in multiple galaxies, in multiple dimensions. We employ the timeless practice of presence to the innateness of being in contexts, choosing to simply inhabit with a mindfully intelligent awareness. Call it listening, feeling, knowing. We're choosing also not to volitionally engage, follow, or otherwise fuse or immerse in a thought stream. Thought, images. Come back to the holism of an awareness within the body. Oxygen in the lungs, blood and oxygen in the body, a mindfully intelligent awareness that occupies everything within mind and the physical sensations of the body. The felt experiential awareness of the breathing and the contact of our legs and back on whatever we're sitting on, and the sound. Just simply awareness of changing physical, emotional, and mental phenomena. When in doubt, reoccupy the entire body. Reoccupy the entire lungs. Reoccupy the entire mind, lungs, and body with this pure, transparent awareness that sees and feels but does not keep. It sees and knows, easy go, freedom flows. Practicing an awareness that sees and an intelligence that flows. Non-grasping, non-attachment. The practice of freedom within the context of a mind and body, on an island, on a planet, in a solar system, in multiple galaxies, in multiple dimensions. There's the awareness right now. Sitting down, occupying concentric worlds, galaxies, universes, and dimensions simultaneously. here we sit within the mystery and the complexity of biological and anatomical intelligence. Programmed to sleep, nurture, answer the call of nature, and breathe, and perceive. We cannot tell ourselves not to do any of those things. We are configured to instincts and intelligences that we can influence, but ultimately, so it seems, can't ultimately control. Radical humility. The blood flowing through our veins, the oxygen in our lungs, the trillions of neurons running faster than time through neural pathways, allowing memorized frequencies with culturally imbued meaning to come through the mind and the brain, and memory to the larynx, to the voice, to each other. We communicate in these vibrations of felt meaning. And yet we sit in this infinite mystery of unknown frequencies and unknown meaning. A mindfully intelligent, informed awareness to feel, letting the breath breathe on its own, sitting upright. Now, with as much awareness without thought, let's occupy our biological and anatomical and cognitive intelligences simultaneously. Be the intelligence. Nothing to seek out, but be the fullness as much as we can possibly understand the innate intelligences that keep beating our hearts, keep us breathing, sitting upright, hearing, listening, feeling, memorizing. We all know that it could pass. We all know people who've lost cognitive functions, physical functions. Some can't even remember their own family name. And here we are sitting in these intelligences with awareness, nurturing them, feeling them, honoring them, inhabiting the deepest felt experience of innate biological, anatomical, neural, cognitive intelligence simultaneously. Rather than being aware of the breathing or the entire body of sensations, shift our awareness, our intelligence to these innate intelligences and just be in them as they function as who we are. a silent, mindfully intelligent awareness of these intersecting intelligences. And let us expand this awareness to include that which we sit on, that which we breathe within. Call it an environmental ecosystem, an environment. We are inhabiting a dimension of mental, emotional, physical, biological, cognitive, and environmental intelligences of nature, of millions of species simultaneously interacting, of a life sustained by a fireball 96 million miles away on an Earth with a photonic radiance of 7 or so miles. We've evolved to feel and inhabit an organism with senses that perceives itself inside and out. And here we sit in this ecosystem, a radical intelligence with fire and water and air. An imperturbable presence that includes and releases the oceans, the skies, a blue-green sphere spinning thousands of miles an hour around a sunball with seasons of light and the absence of light. Sustained in a narrow bandwidth of heat and nutrient and habitat. The slightest difference and life perishes. And here we sit. Trying to figure it out, inhabit, navigate. Meeting the known with the mystery. And here we are feeling into the innateness and the realness of these intersecting intelligences that we call life. Environmental, anatomical, cognitive, social, emotional, spiritual. And as our bodies sit on our home planet Earth, our home planet sits and moves and orbits and our solar system sits and moves and orbits within a galaxy, within meta-galaxies, within unlimited hyper-meta-galaxies, with what's being discovered as multidimensionality, metaverses, multi-dimensions, and even parallel universes, and even beyond anything that could be imagined with the mind and the senses of what we sit with. An invitation to mindfully inhabit the concentric dimensions of all forms of intelligence. Simultaneously. Sitting down, allowing the breathing. Within nature, within habitat. And all the emotional and psychological challenges inherent with perception and the senses. Birth, existence, transition, singularity, simultaneity, the relative with the ultimate, the emotional with the existential, the cognitive with the psychic. And here we sit, co-evolving the intelligences of existence. Consciously navigating, birthing and rebirthing, conscious choice making to participate in the experience of life. And for a few minutes here, as we transition into the next, feel the impermanence, the evanescence, the vibratory impermanence of vibration itself. Sound, frequencies, sonic vibrations in this vastness. Without air, there would be no sound. Without an ear, there'd be no hearing. Without a mind, there'd be nothing that we would know. A vast, infinite sea of anicca. The body, the breath, the mind, the man, the woman, the birth, the bird, the mangoes, the flowers, the fragrance, everything, the phenomena. On this huge, vast, infinite reality hologram. A vast, infinite ocean of impermanence, change. Just feel the vastness in the immediacy of this impermanence, this change. Sit in change with freedom in the flow. Imperturbable. Freedom with the flow. No impediment, no obstacle. Freedom in the flow. A universe without centrality, without ultimate beginning or end, up and down, center or parameter. And here we sit together, occupying with mindfulness the intelligence of the multiplicity of intelligences that right now give us this moment called life. Come what may, so be it. I see you, I love you, I release the fear from it. I am choosing to navigate, to rebirth, and inhabit the most refined forms of intelligence possible, to challenge suffering, fear, limitation, narrowness, expand and include, overcoming myopia, narrowness, expand, include, let freedom flow with this mindfully intelligent awareness. Let the breathing breathe, sitting upright. Any discomfort, let it be. Move if need be. Be in this awareness. Evolve it, trust it, strengthen it, develop it, sustain it, so it becomes natural, stronger, more radiant, more intelligent, more discerning, more powerful. Be in this awareness. not in the phenomena that comes to it. See but not keep. Know and release. Bring in our finest to this great infinity. So please, whenever you feel that you wish to move, take your time. Keep this awareness alive. May I invite you, if you wish, to take 15 minutes or so and walk in this sacred land, feel, occupy these concentric intelligences with awareness. And come back if you wish, and we'll carry on.